Hello, I'm Clint Walker, and this is Real Estate Appraiser Secrets. And today we're going to talk about UAD 3.6. This is the new appraisal report form that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are making mandatory in November this year. But it's actually rolled out for limited use last year, and it's available right now, although none of us are, most appraisers are not using it yet. So last week, one of the agents in my office sent me a YouTube video that was made by an agent in California named Audra Lambert. She's a wonderful agent. I appreciate very much any agent who's attempting to put good information out to our colleagues and buyers and sellers. It's so important to try to, keep people informed and help make the whole transaction smoother. And with information is the only way to do that. The agent in my office was concerned about some of the things she learned from Audra in that video, and a few of those things I wanted to just offer some clarification on as someone who's both an agent and an appraiser. So the first being that the UAD 3.6, this new form, is not just a supplementary form. It's not just a new addition to what we are doing as appraisers. It is actually a completely new appraisal report form. So what you are used to seeing is called the Fannie Mae Form 1004. That's for single family dwellings. If it's a condo, it would be a 1007. If it's a duplex or a triplex or quadplex, it would be Form 1025, I think is the name. So right now, we use a different form to turn in our report, or a different form for the report, based on what type of property it is. And this UAD 3.6 is a complete revamp of the whole thing. So we will no longer have those different forms. We'll just check a different box on the same form. So the appraisal report that you've been seeing for the last 15 years is completely changing. The samples of it that I've seen look a lot more like a CMA that you would produce in, if you use RPR, it looks a lot like that from what I've seen. Although it's sort of so up in the air right now that none of us really can envision what the actual finished product looks like. It's completely new. So because it is a completely new report, Audra focused a lot in her video about the additional time it's going to take us as appraisers, and that is 100% the case, 100% accurate. I have seen appraisers who are practicing on this form talking about it taking them twice as long, 3 times as long to complete one appraisal on it. Part of that is because we will lose all of our efficiencies that we've built into the process, that that as an individual office you can develop, that our software providers have developed for us, that all of our various other software tools have made for us with the current version of the form. Now those will roll out eventually. Hopefully they all roll out at the same time. But the learning curve is going to be a big part of what takes us a lot of extra time on this report. And so there's losing all this efficiency. There's also the additional detail that Fannie Mae is requiring us to include in our reports, not just for the subject, but for each individual comp. It is, right now, the 1004 has a lot of space for narrative commentary, and appraisers utilize that to varying degrees, and it's the variation that Fannie and Freddie don't like. They really want a more standardized reporting from us, and they want that because they feed all of our reports into a centralized database, and they use that to underwrite and to do basically AI appraisals on the back end for a lot of the easier stuff. Maybe sometime I'll make a separate video about my opinions on that, my conspiracy theories on that. But I won't bog this video down with all that. It's just pure speculation. But they want our reporting to be much more standardized. They want they want to take out the variation because the algorithm really needs standardized reporting. So, because of that, because properties are so complex, you can imagine if you're trying to put all this into a multiple choice drop-down box form for your appraisal, for your appraiser, a form that is going to be used by every appraiser across this country. So then, not just the basic complexities of real estate properties in your area, but imagine how complex they are from across the country, from LA to Manhattan. Okay, it is a dizzying array of complexity that has been put into this report via these drop-down boxes. So that's how we're going to be inputting the information. It is very granular. It is very detailed. And right now we don't have to put in a lot of that detail in the comparable sales. But in this new report, it's really gonna put us on rails with that information. It's gonna take a lot of extra time. I think most of us are dreading it. I took like a 7-hour CE course on the new form, and a lot of it was good information, and a lot of it was hype, just to try to make the appraisers not freak out. So that leads me to the second point. A lot of appraisers are freaking out about it, and as Audra says in her video, I think a lot of appraisers are going to retire over this. The average age of an appraiser is close to what the national retirement age is already, but this business has been very friendly to people of all ages for a long time. So they stick around, and most of us really love what we do, and it doesn't always feel like a job. We're very fortunate to have a profession that we can be passionate about, and you don't really just wake up every day wanting to retire, I don't think. But in the face of a complete revamp that is going to cause a lot of people to just have to relearn what they do on a daily basis, I think it's reasonable to assume that some folks will hang up their tape measures and let it go. So what that means is, in a profession that is already hampered by a lack of appraisers, that has always been hampered by a lack of appraisers, in a profession where a lot of this push to go to AI valuations and waivers is driven by the shortage of appraisers, which leads to long turn times in getting assignments done. So with this new thing rolling out, if a lot of appraisers do retire, that will lead to a shortage of appraisers, a more difficult time for lenders getting assignments picked up and filled, which leads to longer turn times. If you remember, if you were in this from 2019 to 2022, we were sometimes 4 weeks out on turn times, as contrasted to right now, where we're like 5 days out on turn times because it's slow. So we could see turn times really pick up for that reason, because it's going to take us a lot longer, and those who are sticking around, it's going to be harder to find an appraiser if a bunch retire, and then those sticking around will need more time to get it done. Then, let's see. So Audra suggests in the video that you can accomplish this that you can maybe help your client by ordering your appraisal on a rush. We do have a rush fee mechanism built into the process. You can a lot of times do that. But the problem is, again, your appraiser is only human. We've only got so many waking hours in a day. We've only got so many working hours in a day and only so much energy. So it simply will be impossible for everybody to order their appraisal on a rush, because we just won't be able to accommodate it. A rush and a rush fee will become the standard, and so you're still just back out to 3 and 4 weeks turn time if we get to those turn times, because we just simply, human beings can't accommodate an infinite amount of work, right? No matter what the fee is. So what do? My advice to you is communicate. Buyer's agents, as soon as you get that property under contract, get on the phone with your lender and get that appraisal ordered, okay? Ask your lender, what are you seeing appraisers quote as turn times with the new UAD? Go back to the seller and the listing agent and communicate what your lender has told you, and everybody is just going to have to allow as much flexibility as they possibly can. Save your rush requests for those situations where there is no flexibility option. That's all you can do. And we're sort of all in this together. I know that one of the big hangups is these transactions being sort of at the mercy of appraisers, but the lenders, for now, still need us going out and providing them with an objective value, and so it's just part of the job that we as agents are going to have to navigate, and we navigate it with good communication and good information. Third thing, in Audra's video, she expressed some concern over the new level of detail that we're going to be required to put in reports, sort of washing out sellers' ability to get credit for improvements they've made to the property. So I want to set your mind at ease that this form does not change the way that we value properties, okay? Whether we are in the current version of the form, because it's narrative, if you've remodeled your kitchen, your appraiser might say as little as kitchen was remodeled 1 to 5 years ago, or they might go into great detail and say kitchen was remodeled 1 to 5 years ago. Here's every single thing that was done, boom, boom, boom. Some of that depends on the information that the listing agent and the seller have provided to us as to how much detail we go into. We certainly want to know. If you've watched my videos, my past videos, you know I am a big proponent of you providing your appraiser with every single thing you've touched, how much you spent on it, give them the information, and let them go look at the comps and see if it matters. That's how we do it. So the new report is going to ask us much more specific questions about what you've done. The importance of you providing us that information is not changing, okay? It's just that the form is changing how detailed it's going to be in asking us these questions. So I want you to be getting that information from the sellers for the appraiser, providing it to them on the day of their inspection or before, so that they can fill out their report properly. They're going to go, as we've always done, we're going to go out in the market and try to find comparable sales that have done the exact same thing. If we can find what's done the exact same thing as you, that's our best comp. Where we cannot find comparable sales who've done what you've done, that is the thing that starts to erode your ability to get value back out of your improvements. But again, this is the way it's always been. It's not changing in that regard. We're already under a lot of scrutiny from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to give appropriate condition requirements because of concerns over appraisal bias and things like that. I don't think any of that is really changing, although the level of detail that they're putting into this form as a standardization is to help them underwrite and scrutinize what we're saying, basically. In the past, it's sort of been a picture's worth 1,000 words, and now they want the 1,000 words via drop-down boxes. So those are the three things that I wanted to offer clarification on. I really just want to, if you're concerned about this form, I really want to put your mind at ease that the major changes are the turn times. That should really be your concern. Turn times and fees, communicating that, getting good information on that as it happens from your lender. But the valuation part's not changing. Your best practices regarding helping your appraiser get you the valuation that's fair to your sellers is providing that information, getting professional measurements done beforehand. Your best bet is to have an appraiser do it. Don't rely on the floor plan scans. Don't rely on your photographers or the builder plans or the public record or old MLS listings. Get an appraiser to measure it for you for your listing. That's your best bet. Anytime if you're in the Tennessee market, if you're in the Middle Tennessee market, not all of Tennessee, if we can be of service to you, you can find us at truepointappraisals.com for those professional measurements, pre-listing appraisals, any sort of private appraisal or consultations. We would love to help you. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you next week.